Who are you?
My name is Pussy Galore.
I must be dreaming.
Honor Blackman was born on the 22nd of August 1925 in Canning Town, one of the toughest neighborhoods in East London. Her childhood was shaped by poverty, overcrowded housing, and the struggles of families trying to recover after the First World War. Many children in her area suffered from malnutrition, and health records from 1926 showed that nearly 1 in 5 children had stunted growth. Honor's father, Frederick, worked as a civil service statistician and tried his best to provide for his wife Edith and their 4 children, but money was always tight. Their home did not even have an indoor bathroom until the late 1930s, which showed how hard daily life could be. Despite these difficulties, the community had a strong spirit. Church bazaars, brass bands, and free storytelling at the local library gave children small escapes from the hardships around them. Honor found her first spark of inspiration at the age of 9 when she attended a library opening where poetry was read aloud. That single moment opened her eyes to a new world, planting the seed for her love of performing. Later, in her teenage years, when the Second World War was raging, her father gave her a choice for her 16th birthday: a new bicycle or elocution lessons. She secretly wanted the bicycle, but chose the lessons instead. That decision would change the course of her life forever. Early life and struggles in East London. Honor Blackman's story begins in one of the toughest corners of East London. Born on August 22, 1925, in Canning Town, she entered a world still recovering from the First World War. Life in her neighborhood was far from glamorous. Families lived in crowded homes, many without basic facilities like indoor bathrooms, and poverty was common. Health records from the time revealed that nearly 18% of children in the area were malnourished, leaving many with stunted growth. Despite this difficult background, Honor's family found ways to survive. Her father, Frederick, worked as a civil service statistician, while her mother, Edith, kept the home together for their 4 children. Honor's early years were spent playing in streets damaged by bombs and attending grammar school classes, held in makeshift huts due to housing shortages. Though her environment was challenging, it also gave her resilience and strength that would stay with her throughout life. A pivotal moment came when she was 9 years old. At a local library event, she heard poetry read aloud and felt transported into another world. That single experience ignited her love for performance. Later, on her 16th birthday, her father offered her a choice: a new bicycle or elocution lessons. While she longed to race her friends on a bicycle, she chose the lessons, a decision that would open the door to a career in acting. As the Second World War escalated, Honor showed courage far beyond her years. At just 16, she volunteered to work as a motorcycle dispatch rider for the Home Office's Civil Defense. This was an extraordinary role for a young woman, especially since such work was usually reserved for men. She trained in motorcycle maintenance, first aid, and navigation, and was eventually issued a 500cc Norton motorcycle. Nicknamed Top Gear Tessie by her colleagues, she became known for her fearless rides through blackout conditions, often while enemy bombers flew overhead. Her missions were critical, carrying sensitive communications between government departments, Churchill's war rooms, and hospitals. On some nights, she rode more than 120 miles without stopping. One particularly dangerous mission involved delivering microfilm during an air raid near Victoria Station, where bombs were falling around her. She carried no weapon, only a long leather coat, which she joked might protect her from shrapnel. These wartime experiences were not made public until much later in her life, but they revealed a level of bravery that mirrored the strong characters she would later play on screen. It is striking to realize that long before she became known for throwing villains in fight scenes, Honor was already risking her life to serve her country. After the war, Honor turned her attention fully toward acting. She began studying at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama, where her natural talent was quickly recognized. Her training was intense, combining long hours of study with night shifts working at the Home Office to help pay her tuition. Despite exhaustion, she never gave up, determined to carve a path in an industry that was notoriously difficult to enter. Her first appearance came in the 1947 film Fame is the Spur, though it was a small role. A near tragedy struck during filming when a horse accidentally stepped on her braided hair during a cavalry scene, nearly crushing her skull. She escaped with serious injuries that required medical treatment, but she recovered and continued to pursue her dream. Her big break on stage came when she stepped in at the last minute for a lead actress in the play The Guinea Pig. Without preparation, she performed with such natural confidence that critics praised her performance. Over the next decade, she worked tirelessly, taking on roles in films such as Quartet, 1948, and So Long at the Fair, 1950. She also joined the rank organization's Company of Youth, sometimes called the Charm School, which trained young actors. While it offered opportunities, it was also known for its harsh environment, long hours, and low pay. Honor often felt exploited but used the experience to strengthen her craft. By the late 1950s, she was ready to step away from the system and take more control over her career, a decision that showed her independence early on. Honor Blackman's career-defining role came in the early 1960s with the television series The Avengers. Cast as Kathy Gale, she stepped into a part that had originally been written for a man, and she played it without changes. Her strong presence, intelligence, and physical skills brought something entirely new to television. Unlike most female characters of the era, Kathy Gale was not a damsel in distress, but a capable fighter who often outsmarted and overpowered her enemies. To prepare for the role, Honor trained in judo at the Budokwai Club in London, one of the oldest martial arts schools in Europe. Within 2 years, she earned a brown belt, an impressive achievement for a woman at the time. She insisted on performing her own fight scenes, and this authenticity electrified audiences. Her iconic leather outfit, designed to withstand the strain of judo throws and stage combat, became a fashion sensation, leading to the popular phrase, kinky boots. The character stirred controversy, with some episodes even banned in the United States for being too provocative. Yet the show's popularity grew, and Honor became a household name. For many viewers, Kathy Gale was the first truly equal female action hero on television, paving the way for future stars like Sigourney Weaver and Scarlett Johansson. Despite the fame, Honor chose to leave the series after 2 years, believing it was better to exit at her creative peak rather than stay. For money, in 1964, Honor Blackman took on the role that would make her an international icon, Pussy Galore in Goldfinger. At 39 years old, she broke Hollywood's unspoken rule that women in such roles had to be young and glamorous. She was 5 years older than Sean Connery, the actor playing James Bond, making her the oldest actress at that time to be cast opposite him. Rather than being a simple Bond girl, her character was a skilled pilot who led an all-female flying team. Honor's real-life judo training influenced the fight scenes, and in one famous moment, she threw Connery to the ground herself, without a stunt double. The character's name, considered scandalous at the time, was even censored in certain advertisements, where she was simply referred to as Goldfinger's pilot. While some critics focused on the controversy, Honor embraced the role with confidence, often joking about the name in interviews. She later said she disliked the term Bond girl, since her character had power and authority rather than serving. As decoration, her performance in Goldfinger challenged stereotypes and showed that women in film could be strong, capable, and independent. It also cemented her status as one of the most memorable figures in the entire Bond franchise, a role that is still celebrated today. Although Goldfinger brought worldwide fame, Honor Blackman refused to be typecast. She proved her range by acting in a variety of genres. Memorable figures in the entire Bond franchise, a role that is still celebrated today. In 1963, she played the goddess Hera in Jason and the Argonauts, a fantasy film remembered for its groundbreaking special effects by Ray Harryhausen. Her presence gave the story a sense of authority and myth. Later, she starred in dramas such as Life at the Top, 1965, where critics praised her sharp and confident performance as a television journalist. She also ventured into westerns, appearing alongside major stars like Sean Connery and Dean Martin. On stage, she stunned audiences with her performances in musicals like A Little Night Music and The Sound of Music, showing off a deep and sultry singing voice that surprised those who knew her only as an action star. Her role in the 1990s sitcom The Upper Hand further demonstrated her ability to reinvent herself. As Laura West, she played a glamorous, outspoken grandmother who charmed audiences for 6 seasons. Few actresses managed to stay relevant across multiple decades, but Honor did so with grace, talent, and determination. Behind her successful career, Honor Blackman's personal life was marked by both struggle and resilience. She married businessman Bill Sankey in 1946, but the relationship quickly turned controlling and damaging. After years of unhappiness, she divorced him in 1954, though the experience left her with lasting emotional scars. She later married actor Maurice Kaufman in 1961, and they adopted 2 children, Lottie and Barnaby. After discovering they could not have children naturally, although the marriage ended in divorce in 1975, the two remained close friends, and Honor cared for Kaufman during his long illness until his death in 1997. Afterward, she chose to remain single, preferring independence and the company of her family. She was known for speaking her mind, often publicly expressing her political views. In 2002, she rejected the offer to become a commander of the Order of the British Empire because of her strong opposition to the monarchy. She was also outspoken about Margaret Thatcher's policies, the Falklands War, and even criticized Sean Connery for avoiding British taxes. Her honesty sometimes sparked controversy, but she remained unapologetically true to her beliefs. Even in her later years, Honor Blackman continued to captivate audiences. She appeared in films like Bridget Jones's Diary 2001 and continued performing on stage well into her 80s. She also created a one-woman show called Wayward Women, in which she celebrated bold women who changed the world. Her ability to connect with audiences across generations made her one of Britain's most enduring stars. On April 5, 2020, she passed away peacefully at her home in Sussex at the age of 94. Her family described her as a woman of beauty, intelligence, and determination. More than just an actress, she was a symbol of independence and strength. From a young girl in East London to a wartime writer, from a pioneering TV action star to a Bond legend, Honor Blackman lived life on her own terms. She showed the world that women could be powerful, fearless, and unforgettable. Her legacy remains, not just in her films and roles, but in the inspiration she gave to generations of women who followed